It was supposed to be a weekend filled with laughter, s'mores, and starlit nights. My friends and I, Alex, Sarah, and Jake, had been planning this camping trip to Outbrook Forest for months. Nestled deep within the woods, the campground was known for its serene beauty and untouched wilderness. Little did we know, our adventure would take a terrifying turn. As we arrived at the campground, excitement coursed through our veins. The air was crisp, and the scent of pine hung heavy. We quickly set up our tents near a small clearing, surrounded by towering trees that whispered secrets in the wind. Nightfall descended, and we gathered around the crackling fire, swapping stories and roasting marshmallows. The darkness seemed to press in on us, but the warmth of the fire kept our fears at bay. Or so we thought. As the night wore on, strange noises began to echo through the forest. Branches snapped in the distance, and eerie whispers seemed to dance just beyond the edge of our campfire's glow. Alex lofted off as our imaginations running wheeled, but Sarah and I exchanged uneasy glances. Suddenly, the fear dimmed, casting long shadows that seemed to reach out and grasp at us. Jake jumped up, his eyes wide with fear, and fumbled for more logs to throw on the dwindling flames. But as he approached the woodpile, a bone-chilling scream pierced the night. We froze, our hearts pounding in our chests. The scream seemed to come from all around us, echoing through the trees like a ghostly lament. Without a word, we huddled closer together, our breaths coming in ragged gasps. Then, as suddenly as it had begun, the scream faded into a haunting silence. Sweat trickled down my spine as I realized something was terribly wrong. We needed to leave, to get out of this forest before whatever had made that sound found us. But as we scrambled to pack up our things, a thick fog rolled in, obscuring our surroundings in a swirling mist. Panic clawed at my chest as I realized we were lost, trapped in this nightmare forest with no way out. Hours passed, and still, we stumbled blindly through the fog, our voices swallowed by the oppressive silence. Each step felt heavier than the last, and the forest seemed to close in around us, suffocating us with its malevolent presence. Just when I thought we couldn't go on, a dim light flickered through the trees ahead. Hope surged within me as I urged my friends to follow, desperate to escape this living nightmare. But as we drew closer, the light revealed a dilapidated cabin, its windows shattered and its walls cloaked in shadows. Fear gripped me as we cautiously approached the cabin, the hair on the back of my neck standing on end. Something was waiting for us inside, something dark and twisted that hungered for our souls. With trembling hands, I pushed open the creaking door, revealing a scene straight from a horror movie. The walls were adorned with strange symbols, and the air was thick with the stench of decay. In the center of the room, a figure stood motionless, its eyes glinting in the dim light. Before I could react, the figure lunged forward with inhuman speed, its hands reaching out to ensnare us in its grasp. We screamed, scrambling to escape as the cabin seemed to come alive around us, its walls groaning and shifting like the twisted maze of a nightmare. Just when all hope seemed lost, a blinding light pierced the darkness, banishing the shadows and revealing the true horror of Outbrook Forest. We were not alone in this forest. We were trapped in a realm between worlds, a place where nightmares roamed free, and the dead whispered secrets that were better left forgotten. With a final burst of strength, we broke free from the cabin's grasp, fleeing into the night with the echoes of our screams ringing in our ears. But as we stumbled back into the real world, I knew that Outbrook Forest would haunt us forever, a dark stain on our souls that could never be erased. And though we escaped with our lives, a part of us would always remain in that cursed forest, lost to the darkness that lurked within its depths. For Outbrook Forest was not just a campground, it was a gateway to hell itself, a place where nightmares became reality and the living envied the dead.